Abel. Kay's brother. Cliff. Whatever the call now, go for it. Ali. Della.
Miriam.
Miriam.
Egypt.
Edith. Miriam. Edith. Cheryl. Abel. Robert. Alfred. a Man U person, Man U fan, and you're engaging. Yeah, I know. We have a lot of things that and you pick a discussion with this guy on football and not politics, which is this area that you may not be interested in, but you have interest in football, you can go for that. There's no hard and fast rule about this. But we've met Maxwell. How many of us after this place have spoken to Maxwell? Okay, today I picked up my phone and sent a WhatsApp message. I've been trying to call this gentleman for 3 weeks, and each time I call, his phone know what's happening in their company. So which one is better?